pause whatever you're doing right now. Imagine you're 12 years old, barefoot on hot asphalt, thinking the biggest problem is a scraped knee. Then you step inside your best friend's house and watch her grandpa fold a thick leather belt in half. Snap. He swings it across a 4-year-old's back until purple welts rise like mountains. You reach out to help. He spins, eyes like black ice, and growls, "Touch him, and you're next." That was my reality. I'm still under 18, but I've lived decades of pain. In the next 15 minutes, I'm pulling every skeleton out of the closet. If you've ever felt alone in a crowded room, hit subscribe. This story is for the kids still smiling through bruises. Buckle up.
These stories are based on real-life incidents. Names, locations, and certain details have been changed to protect privacy. The purpose of this content is for awareness and informational storytelling only. We do not intend to target or defame any individual, group, or organization.
Hey, I'm Rose, today's guest on True Heart Echoes. This channel is raw stories, zero filters, all truth. Today, the story is mine. No scripted tears, no clickbait thumbnail, just a girl who learned monsters wear grandpa's face and best friends can cut deeper than any belt. If you've ever hidden scars under hoodies, cried in a locked bathroom, or sat in the dark wondering if anyone would notice if you disappeared, lean in. Grab water, headphones, a blanket. We're traveling back to the summer I turned 12, when my childhood cracked open and swallowed me whole. Close your eyes with me. Picture a dead-end street in dusty suburbia, USA. Asphalt so hot it blisters bare feet. Cicadas screaming like emergency sirens. The air smells like cut grass, sunscreen, and secrets. That was my outside world. Inside, my house was a fortress of rules. Mom, ex-military vibe, everything scheduled. Chores at 4 p.m. sharp, bed by 9, no yelling, no slamming doors, no excuses. My digital world? Tiny. 2 games on a cracked Dell laptop. Roblox, where I built pixel castles and pretended I was queen, and this knockoff Minecraft my cousin burned onto a CD. 1 hour a day, timer on the router, but the real world? That was the cul-de-sac. Next door lived 6 kids, ages 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14. I was 12. The only one close to my age was Kay, 2 months younger, freckles like cinnamon, legs muscled from gymnastics. The rest? Giant age gaps, 6 to 8 years older or younger. We weren't a friend group. We were a pack, a chaotic, sunburnt, juice-stained tribe that formed every afternoon when the ice cream truck melody echoed. We dragged old pallets into forts, turned the drainage ditch into the Nile, played freeze tag till our lungs burned and the streetlights flickered on. Kay's backyard was HQ. Rusty swing set that squeaked like a dying mouse, trampoline with a hole big enough to swallow a toddler, a fridge stocked with generic orange soda that tasted like melted popsicles. I thought I'd found paradise. I was so wrong. It started on a Tuesday. I remember because I was wearing my favorite purple tank top, the one with the glittery butterfly. We were crammed in Kay's living room, shag carpet the color of dried mustard, faded floral couch that smelled like dog and old pizza, TV blaring SpongeBob. Jay, 4 years old, blonde curls, cheeks always sticky, knocked over a plastic cup of apple juice. Red liquid spread across the carpet like a crime scene. Their grandpa walked in. Tall, buzz-cut, gray like steel wool, forearms veined like road maps. He didn't raise his voice. That was the scariest part. He just reached for his belt. Thick, brown leather, brass buckle glinting. Snap. Folded it double. Jay froze, eyes wide as saucers. Crack. The belt sliced air, landed across Jay's tiny back. He screamed, a high, glass-shattering sound that clawed at my eardrums. Mia, 10, pigtails, always the protector, lunged to cover him. Crack! The belt caught her upper arm. An angry red welt bloomed instantly, edges already purpling. I stood in the doorway, 12 years old, clutching a half-melted blue raspberry popsicle, brain blue screening. Grandpa's eyes locked on me, cold, flat, shark eyes. You gonna stand there gawking? Get out or shut up. My legs turned to concrete. I wanted to scream, to grab Jay and run, to dial 911. Instead, I learned rule number 1. Interfere, and you become the target. That night, I lay in bed till 3:17 a.m. I remember the exact time on my glow-in-the-dark clock, heart jackhammering, replaying the crack, the scream, the silence after. I told myself, not my family, not my problem. But I went back the next day because Kay looked at me with eyes that begged, don't leave me. Because outside that house, I had 0 friends. Because I was 12 and didn't know how to say no. After the belt incident, the front door stopped being a door. It was a revolving turnstile with my name on it. I folded laundry, tiny Spider-Man underwear, grass-stained knees on jeans. I scrubbed purple Kool-Aid off linoleum. I poured sippy cups of watered-down juice and cut crusts off PB&Js into perfect triangles. When the 2-year-old napped, I rocked him till his breathing evened. When the 14-year-old stormed off after a fight, I mediated with popsicles as peace offerings. When the street lights blinked on, I herded 6 kids inside like a border collie on Red Bull. The adults noticed. Grandpa grunted approval. Girls got manners. Kay's mom started calling me Sweetie Pie, ruffled my hair like I was a golden retriever. I glowed under the praise. For the first time in my life, I felt essential. Kay stopped glowing. She trained gymnastics 6 days a week, 4 to 5 hours daily. Uneven bars left bruises on her hips like continents. Beam falls split her lip. Her coach screamed if she wobbled. Embarrassment to the team! She came home exhausted, legs trembling. Then chores, then homework, then more screaming if a dish had a spot. Me? I showed up, helped, smiled, never whined. Suddenly, I was the favorite, the outsider who outshone the blood daughter. Kay's eyes turned glacier. She stopped sharing her secret stash of Sour Patch Kids, stopped laughing when I impersonated SpongeBob. One afternoon in the garage, surrounded by spider webs and the smell of gasoline, she whispered, "They love you more than me. You're not even family." Her voice cracked like thin ice. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Because she was right. And I hated myself for it. Then my online universe imploded. Roblox group chat drama. Stupid, petty, world-ending at 12. Someone twisted my words. Screenshots flew. My besties dogpiled. Mom saw the messages during a random phone check. Next morning, Laptop vanished, phone locked to emergency calls only, Wi-Fi password changed to something with 47 characters. You need real friends, she said. Just like that. From fiber optic speed to dial-up loneliness. I sat in my room. Beige walls closing in. The silence roared louder than any scream. That's when the cutting started. Not for attention, not for control. I'd lock the bathroom door, sit on the cold tile, drag a pair of craft scissors across my forearm. The sting bloomed warm. The world quieted. For 30 seconds, the outside pain finally matched the inside hurricane. I hated the blood, hated the scars, hated myself, but I couldn't stop. Long sleeves became my armor, even in 95-degree heat. Then they brought home a puppy. Black, curly fur like tight ringlets, tiny pink tongue, eyes the color of root beer barrels. I was terrified of dogs. Bitten by a neighbor's lab at age 5, scar on my calf still raised and shiny. But this puppy, my fear wasn't for knee. I'd seen their backyard prison. 2 pit bulls chained to a dying oak, ribs visible, fur matted with filth, barking till their throats bled. 3 chihuahuas in a rusted cage, snarling, biting fingers through bars. 3 days after the puppy arrived, it escaped the fence, squeezed through a gap near the gate. I was on the porch, licking a cherry popsicle, red dye staining my tongue. Grandpa stormed out in socked feet, grabbed the puppy by the scruff, skin bunching like fabric, pinned it to the concrete, raised a rubber sandal, thwack, across the ribs. Thwack, again. Thwack. The puppy's yelp cut off mid-note. It went limp, tiny chest heaving. I gagged. Cherry slush and bile splattered the steps. 2 weeks later, the puppy vanished. Kay said it ran away. I prayed it found a porch with a water bowl and a kid who'd never raise a hand. I still light a candle for it every July. Jay was morphing. His dad, greasy hair, wife beater yellowed with sweat, showed up drunk at 2 a.m., banged on the screen door. "I'll shoot this whole place up. I'll kill every one of you in front of the kids." Jay, 4 years old, started parroting word for word. Then he weaponized it. Phase 1, shoving. Phase 2, broom holes. He'd grip the wooden handle with both chubby hands, swing like Babe Ruth. Crack across my shins. Welts like speed bumps. Crack into Kay's thigh. She limped for days. I came home with bruises shaped like constellations. Once he hurled a plastic dump truck. Corner, caught my temple. Blood trickled into my eyebrow. Another time he latched onto my ponytail, yanked. Hair ripped out in clumps, roots stinging. The hammer day etched itself in my bones. Jay, now 2.5, gripped a claw hammer, real metal, not plastic, swung it overhead like chopping wood. I raised my left arm to block. Crunch. Thumb exploded to twice its size, purple, throbbing, useless. I limped home, cradling it. Showed Mom the eggplant-colored digit. "Stop playing over there." I sobbed. "They're my only friends. Online's gone. I'll have no one." She shrugged. "Your choice." I tried staying inside. Day 1, stared at ceiling cracks. Day 2, cut deeper. needing more sting to quiet the noise. Day 3 slipped out the window. We invented a survival pact. No crying, no screaming, no noise. Because noise equals dragged inside, equals belch for everyone, equals playtime banned for a week. So we smiled. Kay smiled with a sprained ankle that swelled like a softball. I smiled with a black eye from a tennis ball rocket launched at my face. We smiled because those painful minutes outside were the only freedom we owned. The hammer aftermath was my breaking point. Kay cornered me in the garage, surrounded by lawnmower gasoline smell and dusty Christmas decorations. "You're weak. He's 2. You should have grabbed the hammer." I laughed, sharp, hollow. "You weren't there. His grip was iron. If I yanked it, he'd wail. They'd swear I swung it. I'd be the monster." She rolled her eyes so hard I heard it. "Whatever, wimp." Something inside me snapped, like a wishbone pulled too hard. I saw the chessboard. Every move ended in checkmate against me. Fight back? Punished. Flee? Isolated. Tell adults? Dismissed. I stopped wearing my butterfly tank top. Stopped wearing colors at all. Black hoodies, black jeans, black eyeliner I stole from Walmart. I became a walking shadow. Voice barely above a whisper. Eyes down, soul on mute. My only refuge? Grandpa's 1998 Ford F-150. Silver paint-chipped, rust freckles on the fenders. Parked in the driveway like a metal island. I'd climb over the tailgate at dusk, knees to chest, spiral notebook balanced on my thighs. I wrote feverishly. Stories of girls with dragon wings who rescued puppies. Maps of islands where belts were outlawed. Poems about storms that ended in rainbows. I wrote till my hand cramped, till stars punched holes in the sky, till the only sound was crickets and my own breathing. Sometimes I fell asleep curled against the spare tire, woke with ink smudges on my cheek and dew on my hoodie. That truck bed was my church, my spaceship, my home. No belts, no screams, just me and the stories that kept me tethered to sanity. 2 years later, we moved. 2 states north, new zip code, new school, new bedroom with slanted ceilings. But trauma packs light. It fits in the overhead bin. I still flinch when I hear a belt unbuckle in a store. I scan backyards for chained dogs before I walk past. My thumb aches when storms roll in. I'm in therapy twice a week, on meds that taste like chalk, learning to trust the word safe. But I'm here, breathing, creating, healing in slow motion. They see what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Truth? It remakes you. I'm kinder now, fiercer. I buy extra snacks for the quiet kid at the park. I foster dogs with cigarette burn scars and teach them gentle means safety. I write novels about girls who survive storms and build lighthouses. That bruised 12-year-old in the truck bed? She's my North Star. I wave across the years. Hey, little warrior, you made it. Thank you. For every forced smile, for every story that kept the darkness at bay, for never once giving up. If you're watching this at 2 a.m. with tear-stained cheeks, if you're cutting in the school bathroom, if you're smiling while your insides scream, Listen, you are not weak. You are not broken. You are a survivor in training. The storm feels eternal, but it has an expiration date. One day, you'll stand in sunlight and whisper, "I survived. Thank you." To the younger you hiding in a truck bed, to the puppy that ran, to the friend who smiled through a sprained ankle, this is your hall pass. Keep moving forward. The light is closer than the dark feels. If this cracked your heart open, smash like. Share with someone drowning. Comment below. What's one storm you've outrun? I read every single word, promise. Subscribe for more raw, real stories. And remember, you're not the thunder. You're the one who dances in the rain. I'll see you in the next one.